So guys, in the previous video we have seen the error based SQL injection. So in this video we will be seeing the union based SQL injections. So first let me get the contents of this info table. So okay, we came to know that there will be a SQL query in the backend like this. So select username. So we don't know the number of columns it is retrieving in the backend. So to determine the number of columns, first what we can do is we can use the order statement, order by. So 1. So here 1 represents the first column. Here we are getting. So star means all columns, all 3 columns, and getting all this info and sorting according to the first column. So first column contains integer, right? So 1 is the first, 2 second, 5 third. So it is already in sorting order, but it gives you in a sorting order. So there is no change because the ID has already been sorted. Now if I change it from 1 to 2, the sorting takes place according with the username column, which is a string. And you can see arrow, flash, Superman, AFS. So they are already in the sorting order. Now if I want a descending order, I can say dis and hit enter. Now you can see the difference between this result and this result. First there is Superman and the flash and arrow. So you can sort using this order. If I say according to 3, now you can see the flash is the first because F comes first and P and then S. So here we can use this number just to sort according to this number of column. So now I am going to give 4. So it will give the error. So unknown column 4 in the order class. That means there are only 3 columns. There is no 4th column. So you are trying to get the 4th column which is not present. If I try 5th column, I will get the same error. If I try 6th column, I will get the same error because there are no columns. If I get 3 and I get the result. So that means there are 3 columns in this table. Okay, that's fine. Now let's go and do this. Okay, we can also using this union statement. So let me explain that one. So union is used to combine 2 results of 2 select statements. So this is one select, and here I can say union, and I can say another select ID from info. Okay, so here I got error. You can see why I got error. So here there are 3 columns and here there is only 1 column. So that means I got the error. So what I can do is I can say null comma null. I'm trying to get with the 2 columns and hit enter. So I get the same error. Now what I can do is I can say another null. I'm just getting some random data and matching with the number of columns this select statement is getting and hit enter. Now you can see we got the null. We got the result when there are 3 nulls. That means this first select statement contains or is retrieving the 3 columns. So you can see we have the 2 methods. One is sorting and another one is by union. Okay, so now we can use these 2 methods to determine number of columns the query is retrieving. So now let's go ahead and do the lab. Okay, let's select the gives and then order by 1. So I am trying to sort the according to the column 1 and hit enter. So we get the result. Okay, that's fine. So now let's change this to 2, and you can see the arrangement of these has been changed because of this second changing of this order, sorting order. It's 3. So here I get the 3, so it's being worked. Let's select the 4, and I got the error. So why did we get the error? Because there is no fourth column, and we are trying to sort according to the fourth column. So because there is no fourth column, we got the error. So that means there are the 3 columns. So there are 3 columns. Now what we can do is you can use the select null. Now we got the error because we are selecting only one column against the number of columns we don't know. Let's increase our column count. So okay, so let's say another null, and now you can see we got the result. That means we have equally selected the 3 nulls, and there are 3 columns. So you can see, congratulations, you have solved the lab. Select null comma null comma null, and then the comment. So we have successfully solved this lab. Okay, the next lab is going to be determining which column has the string. Okay, let's go ahead, and since we came to know that there are 3 columns, let's say A. So here in my SQL, it's a simple SQL configuration. So this ID is normal integer, and it's also appending the string. So in a normal, if you deploy the web application, this will raise an error because this is the string and it will not be shown along with the integer. So here, if you get the successful, that means this first column is a string column. So we can just say null, and then we are changing this to second column. So here you can see, if we got this result correct in this web application, that means the second column is of the string type. And if you are getting the similar way, what you can do is, so you can change the third null to string and check whether you get the result correct or not. If you get the correct, that means third column is the string type, and we can get some much more juicy information via this column 3. So this lab has been completed. So let's go and see the next lab. So let's access the lab. So let's click on category pets. So this is prone to SQL injection. Let's again order by 1. So there is the first column, and let's change it to 2. Second column, so there is 2 columns. So there are 2 columns, and let's change it to 3. So there are 3 columns. Let's change it to 4, and you got the error. That means there are 3 columns. So let's first copy this and paste here. So there are 3 columns. Select null, 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 comment. So we got the error. I did not put the union, my bad. So there are 3 columns. So we need to determine which column is the string type. Let's say W. So server error. Let's change it to the second column. And here you can see in the column you have A. So that means we have successfully determined that second column is a string type. So this is the 4 babies, lazy dog, and the A. So here what they are asking, make the database retrieve the string, this one. Let's copy this, instead of A, paste this and hit enter. So you need to display it in this column. So you can see now you have solved this lab. So you can also determine the third column. So only second column is the string type. So we up to now we determine the number of columns and which columns are string type. So okay, so after finding which column is string type, if there is another database you can, or another table, you can get the fields like this. So let's solve this lab. Click on pets. The category parameter is prone to SQL. Let's determine, let's copy this and paste here. Now let's determine number of columns, sorting according to the first column. So it worked. Second column, so there are 2 columns, so there are only 2 columns. Okay, so there are 2 columns. So let's say let's change the first null to say string A. So okay, now you can see the A here because we have selected in the second select statement. So that means the first field is first column is a string type. Let's try for second column. So yeah, so you can see the A here. So what I can simply do is, they are telling us there is a users table, and in that we need to select the username, password. So username comma password from users. So you can see we got the administrator, password, winner, password, and car. So there are 3 users, one is administrator. So this is if you know there is another table. So we will see in the next videos how to view the tables by the information schema. Suppose there will be a case where there is only one column is a string and second one is not the string type. So in that case what you can do is, you can query multiple times, for the one time for the username and second time for the password. So, or what you can do is, you can use the concat function, concat of username comma. So we need to specify some string in between those, let's say colon password, and hit enter. And now you can see we got the credentials, administrator colon password, username colon password. So this is how you can use the concat function. So the next lab is about the same, but they have shown us in a different way. So what you can do is you can use this append. So you can just append. Let's go in and try that one also. Username colon password and hit enter. So we got the same result. So you can also change this colon to, let's say, slash. So you can see the username slash password. So okay, let's minimize this. So these are the techniques you can get. You can first determine how many columns and which columns are string, and then getting the information from there. So now let's go in and try to automate with the Python. So what we have is order by. So order by, and then let's say trying number of columns with order by. So let's determine I in range of 1 to 50. So of course there will be less than 50 columns in the most of the cases. You can also increase to 100 or 150, whatever you want. So from 1 to 50, what you can do is, so the query is equals to order payloads of 0 plus. So what you can need to build is order by 1 order by 1 and the comment. So here in the place of 1 you need to use 3, 4, 5, etc. So we have already order by and plus I str of I and then comment. So this will build the order by 1, order by 2, order by 3, etc. up to 50. And then r is equals request dot get of URL plus query. So URL will be this URL. So this URL will be passed on to this function order injection. And order in the when you are using the order keyword, you will get the correct result, like 200, right? Or dot status code is equals to 200. Then print, let's say column is present dot format of I. Else if there is no column and we get the error, what we can do is print total number of columns, or this one format of I. So I think I or I plus 1. Okay, it's I. So what you can do is return I. So I will be the number of columns. So order injection, what it will return is columns. Let's say columns. So let's gonna run this. Column 1 is present, 2 is present. So okay, so okay, at the third column it gave me error, so I can need to specify I minus 1. So there are 2 columns. Okay, that's fine. So let us try the same with this null. Okay, using the union select null. So this will be our payload. Select null into how many times, the number of times you are going to iterate, and the comment. So for I in range of 1 to 50, same 50 columns like this one, and then let's say query is equals to null comma, we need to multiply with I. So on the second iteration it will be null comma null comma. So to remove the last comma, you can say 0 is to minus 2, minus 1, because the last one is exclusive. So if the I is 10, you will get the 10 nulls and there will be no comma at the end. So this will be very useful for building our query. Get of URL plus. So after this URL you need to specify a single quote and union select, there is already space, and then you need to specify the query, and then at the last the comment. So if r dot status code $500, that is internal server error, we are going to just say that column gave 500 internal error dot format of I, else let's say elif r dot status code gave me 200. That means these number of nulls have been equal to the first select statement before the union keyword. So print total number of columns are dot format of I. So return I. So this will be I think this will be good. So let me change this to null. So let me run this. We should get the 2 columns. So we got the 2 columns. Okay, so we have determined the number of columns here. Now what we need to do is which column contains the string. Okay, so we need to use this one. Let's say, so we have already found up to here that these number of columns have been present. So now let's say string column of URL comma calls. So this calls will be returned from this order injection after determining number of columns. So okay, the payload will be like this. You need select first the string and the null, etc. So this A will be changed from this position to second position and third position and so on. So I have already found this code in Stack Overflow, so that will replace the nth substring from the string. So you can copy this one and paste here. So here S is the total string and source the thing you want to change, and then from this string to this string and which occurrence. So for example, there is the string ABC. So if you want to change the first occurrence of ABC, you can specify the string and source as ABC, and you want to change it to some like injection, and you need to specify that one, and you need to specify which substring, whether this one, which occurrence, the first occurrence or second occurrence. So that will be functionality of this function. So this will be very helpful. So for I in range of n, because we already came to know that there are n columns, so let's say n plus 1. So from 1 to n there are 10 columns, from 1 to 10 column. Query is equals to null into I. The same way we generate the nulls, and then query of 0 is to -1. So we will be truncating the last semicolon, last comma. So in this null, what you need to do is replace nth of query. So in that query, I want to replace the null every time, each null with single quote A and each occurrence of I. So whenever I am looping from 1 to 10, the first occurrence of null will be replaced by this quote A, and the second occurrence will be replaced by quote A in the second iteration. So by that case, you will get this string. So here we are returning the string. Okay, so let's say full URL. Okay, now we need to get the request dot get of what you can say URL plus so you need to specify union select plus full URL plus, and then dash the comments. So if r dot status code 200, so print column is string type, format of 5. So I think this one, so I think it should work. So let's go and run this. So first try number of columns, 1 2, there are 2 columns, so column 2 is string type. Oh, we got the column 1 as a string type, and also we got the column 2 as a string type, right? So both columns are vulnerable for this one. So we should also get the column 1 is string type. So why did not we get that one? I'm sorry, we need to multiply with the n. So these number of n's, I'm so sorry. So there will be already these number of nulls, that means determining number of columns. Now run this. Column 2 present, okay, it's trying for 3 columns. Why is trying for 3 columns? So there is some error in the returning of this order injection. Return I minus 1. So now it will fix error. So there are 2 columns. So now you can see column 1 is string type and column 2 is string type. So we have successfully automated this whole process. So whenever you want to find whether particular parameter is vulnerable to union or error based, you can just copy this and run this script. So this will do for you. So that's all about for this video. You can also automate this username. I did not do this because in this case we know that there is a table name users. If you don't know, so we need to retrieve the user tables via this information schema. So we will be doing in the next videos.